Following is a presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and or future. And today, because I forgot to change the graphic again, presented by HockeyTournaments.com, the best place on the web if you are looking to set up a hockey tournament for 2022 and 2023. My goodness, you want the best teams to go there to your tournament? Or you're looking to go, I've had enough of this COVID stuff. We're ready to go play. HockeyTournaments.com has the right package and listings for you. Last week on this very channel, hi, by the way, my name is Ron Zuckett. Welcome to the program. Taping this on the 29th of January, 2022. Last week on this very channel, I showed you how I play Strat hockey, and what I didn't realize at the time is that I'm halfway through my regular season for my 1975-1976 Islanders replay. Now, I want to do a long-term project, which kind of goes through from this season through Stanley Cup number 4 for the Islanders. I did 75-76 in Action PC Hockey and absolutely fell in love with Brian Trottier. Not on a personal level, I don't know him and not stalking him and really don't like to meet him, of course, but I'm not personally in love with Brian Trottier. But I think Trottier is underrated as far as hockey historians go for his ability to A, pass, B, score, C, play defense. Were there better passers in the late 70s, early 80s? Yes, some guy by the name of Gretzky. Were there better defenders at center? Yes. They weren't named Wayne Gretzky. Were there better goal scorers? The Gretzky guy kind of played pretty well too, and Trot's lineman Mike Bossy seems to have scored quite a few goals in that period of time. And of course, Guy Lafleur for the morally superior and every awesome way you can possibly be Montreal Canadiens. But the Islanders have always intrigued me. They've always played second fiddle, except for when I was a little kid. And so don't ask. Go Habs go. So I figured with this one, I would just kind of show you where we are halfway through the season and what the stats are halfway through the season for both the Islanders and some leaders in the NHL. So let's get right to it. I'm not sure what to think of this. This is done by conference, and I think the top 6 teams in each conference got to go. So Vancouver, Kansas City, and Minnesota, so sorry. Washington, Detroit, and L.A. L.A.'s got a decent chance. See, L.A. is 3 points out behind Buffalo with 3 games in hand. 40 points in the Clarence Campbell Conference would get you in the playoffs rather easily, 7 points above Chicago. So let's take a look. Montreal is right on pace in the Prince of Wales. 40 games, 28-5-7. They will finish the year 58-11-11, so they have 63 first-half points. That's pretty much their pace. They're 1 point off the pace. Toronto leads the other division at 21-11-8, and I just beat them. Who? So they have 50 points through 40 games. They only would have 83 in real life. Toronto and the Bruins are tied at 50 points in that other division. And the Bruins 20-19-10. They're actually underplaying. They would need to close with 63 points actually they have 1 game in hand at 39. So they're 1 game from halfway, but they're 63 points under their real life total if they were to play it out. California, however, is playing way over their head at 21-13-6. They only need 6 wins the second half of the season to match their real life total, and 17 points to match their real life total. Pittsburgh, 39 games in, has 47 points. They had 82 in real life. Buffalo, man, the French connection. It's not that they're playing bad at 19-14-5, but when you got Toronto and California overperforming, you're going to get some underperforming teams. In the Campbell Conference, which is where the Islanders are, that division is Philly, Atlanta, the Rangers, and the Islanders. The Flyers are doing what you'd expect, 48 points through 40 games, although they need 70 points to match their total. That's not going to be a 50-win team. Oh, too bad, so sad. St. Louis is in first place in the other division, 38 games in. They have 40 points, but since they're number one in the division, they get that number 2 seed and a bye in the playoffs. They would only have 72 points, so they're actually overperforming a bit. Atlanta, 42 games in, is tied with the Flyers at 48 points. Now that 82 in real life, they would only need to win 15 games out of their last 38. That's possible. The Rangers are one game away from halfway at 43 points. They were not good, so they have overperformed as well. 19, 15, and 5 in the replay, 29, 42, and 9 in real life. They are 24 points away, and with one extra game to do it. Islanders again halfway, 16, 15, and 9, 130, 41 points. A little bit disappointing, but not too far off the mark. 132 goals for, 115 goals against. The record they're trying to get is 42, 21, and 17. That would have been second in the conference overall, but the number 3 seed because someone has to win that other division. And Chicago has 1 point ahead of Vancouver. They're not at halfway yet. Chicago and Vancouver are 500 clubs at best. Kansas City doing what they do best, not very well, although they only need 9 points to match what they did their real year. Minnesota is beyond terrible. They are 2, 30, and 6, and they need a lot of help. So, Islanders, let's put this back up. The Patrick division was in the Campbell Conference. Smythe, Adams, and Norris, so you know those names. The Islanders are in third place, but only 5 points, or fourth place, but only 7 points out of first. So I'll take that. Rangers somehow have scored 151 goals. I've played every Islander game, and I've only choked out 132 goals. I've been outscored by both Philadelphia, Atlanta, and the Rangers. So let's take a look at where the Islanders were halfway through the 75-76 season. So here it's 16, 15, and 9. In real life, after the game of January 8th, they were 21, 12, and 7. So if I do that, that's 49 points. And good, we get home games against Detroit, home games against Detroit, Washington on the road, Atlanta, and Minnesota coming up. So we're going to make up some points in a hurry. So I'm happy with that. I would like some more goal scoring, but overall, I'm quite happy with where the Islanders are. It doesn't take much to either overperform or underperform. Minnesota, as you see, is well underperforming, 230 and 6. They've won 20 games in real life. Kansas City is going to exceed that 12-win total. I can't imagine they're going to be that bad in the second half of the season. Washington, right about on pace. Imagine that. They are 328 and 9. They are god awful. Now, league leaders, halfway home on this replay. Danny Gare, Guy Lafleur, Tom Liziak, Gary Younger of St. Louis. They all have 31 goals. So we got 4 chances here, probably for a 60-goal season. Pronovost with Pittsburgh with 29 assists. It's Guy Lafleur's world, and we're just allowed to live in it. I believe that's the year that Steve Shutt had 60 goals, too. Lafleur has 50 assists. Bobby Clark, 50 for Lafleur, 46 for Clark. Guy Lapointe, 42. Walt McKechnie for Detroit is 42. Gilbert Perreault with 42 assists. Mahavlich with 41. Denny Potvin, that's the first Islander you're going to see there. He has 40 assists. He plays first-line power play, first-line defense, and first-line shorthanded. He plays a lot on the ice. Daryl Sittler for the Leafs have 40 assists. Gilbert and LaRouche. So Lafleur going to win the scoring title, 81 points. He's got a 16-point lead halfway through the year. Liziak for the Flames, Sittler and Perreault and Clark at 65, LaRouche at 63, Mahavlich at 62, Pronovost 61. Esposito has played his entire year with the Rangers, no auto transactions, so who they're carded with is who they're with. 60, and Marcel Dion with the Kings at 59. Shooting percentage, Kozak for again, it's about the third time I almost said Lakers here. Kings, 26% of his shots find the net. Gary Dornhofer and Lever for Vancouver at 20.2%. Danny Gare at 20%. You can see the rest of those power play goals. Gary Younger has 17 of his 31 are on the power play. Bill Barber for the Flyers and Pierre LaRouche for Pittsburgh at 14. LaFleur is 13. He's just a stud. Phil Esposito has 11. Errol Thompson of Toronto, who was a real-life 40-goal scorer, only because I played them last, has 11. Short-handed, Bobby Clark has 7. Not sure any against the Islanders. Forbes for Boston with 4. Butch Goring for the Kings has 4. Derek Sanderson, yeah, he was with St. Louis, has 3, and so does Daryl Sittler with the Leafs. Shots, Red Berenson, Phil Esposito are over 200. Marcel Dion, 183. Penalty minutes, again, I play this straight out of the box. There's no extra. There's no increase this or that. Dave Schultz is 168 for the Flyers. Watson for the Red Wings, 158. Russell with the Hawks, 154. Durbano, that card's nasty, 137 for the Kings. And thankfully, no Islanders are over 100. Plus minus. Are we surprised it's all Montreal all the time? I mean, you could wrap up CJAD and Shome. Maybe even throw in some CFQR in there as well. Mahavlich plus 44. Shutt plus 44. LaFleur plus 43. Lapointe plus 42. Serge Savard plus 41. Pierre Bouchard plus 32. Larry Robinson plus 32. You got to go all that way to get to Dallas Smith and his plus 25 for the Bruins. One of the Watsons for Philly is at plus 20, and Jacques Lemaire is plus 19. Game winners. Jean Rattel is 7 for the Bruins. That leads the NHL. Errol Thompson for the Leafs was 6. Lysiak, Berenson, and Martin for Buffalo have 5 with Lever and Oreste Kinderchuk, one of my favorite names. Game tying goals, Sabarin for the Seals has 3. Tom Lysiak has 2. Lysiak right up there on the old MVP list. Of course, there's no overtime. Intimidations, which means successfully takes away the puck when someone's trying to move inside. This is a Stratomatic only stat. Watson for Detroit has 66 halfway through the year. Russell was 62 for Chicago. Labor for Washington would get his number retired eventually, 53. And Danny Potvin has taken away the intimidated people 51 times. He'll go write thank you notes of apology. Greshner, Quinn, Dallas Smith, Durbano. Takes away, basically lifting up the sticks. Top defenseman, of course. Borje Salming for the Leafs was 63. He's got an 11 lead over Serge Savard. Burroughs, Ochar. None of the Islanders are there. Larry Robinson's taken away 44. Time on the ice. Bergman for Kansas City. I hope he's a defenseman getting 29 minutes a night. Borje Salming, 28.56. Brad Park, 28.56. Lapointe and Harper for Detroit, 28 minutes as well. Guy Lapointe and Gouvernement for Buffalo. Vadnais, Burroughs, and Dale Talon will be coming to a TV near you. Face-offs won. Well, Bobby Clark's a 3 in Stratton, so he's going to win the most. 285. Phil Esposito, Daryl Sittler, Jean Rattel, and then Brian Trottier. Woohoo! 234. Face-off percentage. Pierre LaRouche for Pittsburgh is 168.5. Jude Durand, who's my second line center for the Islanders, 67.8. Really? Trotz is at 60% down there. Stan Mikita, who's a 3, 65.4. Guy Lafleur, he must be getting those on power plays at 64.4. Como for the Flames. Bobby Clark, who just is on a lot of face-offs. Jean Rattel and Trotz are all 60%. Gary Younger and Daryl Sittler, who I believe is a 2, are 59. Successful penetration. So, in Stratomatic terms, they had an outside shot. They made the successful goal inside. McAdam for California was 66. That's about all of the names I know there. Outside shots, of course, there's 3 types of shots in Strat. Outside, Red Berenson has 72 for St. Louis. Pronovost for Pittsburgh, 58. Phil Esposito, 57. Two outside shot leaders for the Islanders. Andre St. Laurent, because his penetration ratings are terrible, so he's my third line center. He gets outside shots. And Denny Potvin with 52. Inside shots. McAdam for the Seals. You wonder why they're in first place, huh? Lafleur, Unger, Lebet, Liziak, Espo. No Islanders with the inside shots. Breakaways. Now, breakaways is kind of weird and straight, as you know. Defenders can get quite a few of them. Esposito has 42. Maruk 40. Derek Sanderson 38. Denny Potvin. This also is rebound shots as well. So it's not just breakaways. And Potvin is a 30-goal scorer, or will be by the time all is said and done. So I'm not too disappointed with that. Daryl Sittler, Butch Goring, Liziak, and Clark. So not too far off the mark. Power play assists. Bobby Clark, again, he's just a passing machine. Him and Sittler have 22. Lanny McDonald, the stash is 19. Pronovost with 19. Gilbert, Perreault, Lafleur, Trotz with 17. Vickers and Bill Clement, who was with the Flames at the time before he would join Doc Emmerich on television. Power play points. Sittler with 31. Lafleur 30. Perreault 28. No Islanders in there, and I'm surprised because we are a power play machine. Power play shots. Al McAdam is 92. The computer manager has that all set up for you. Now, goalie leaders. Denny Herron has played 36 games for Kansas City. He's terrible. Wayne Thomas has played 35 for the Leafs. Stevenson 34 for the Flyers. Espo 33 for the Hawks. Ken Dryden, John Davidson also will be performing on Mike Douglas, and Gilbert with Boston. Minutes played, pretty much the same list. There's no overtime, so there's no more than 60 minutes a game. Dryden has won 24 for Montreal. Thomas 19 for the Leafs. Stevenson, Gilbert, and so on and so forth. Goals against average. Dryden a 191. That's how you win Vezinas. Phil Meyer for Atlanta a 245. Chico Resch a 251. I'm pretty much... Resch has played 22 games. Hasn't started all that many. And Billy Smith 20. So Resch, my number one goalie. And when they make the playoffs, he will be my number one goalie unless Smith does a lot better. Stevenson, Belanger, and Thomas are under 3. Save percentage. Dryden, are you surprised the Thinker has a save percentage of .935 and 3 shutouts? I'm not. Chico stands on his head a lot for me. So does Billy Smith. He's, I think, 10th at .899. Chico, .931. Rutherford for Detroit to save .901. I've had 2 shutouts. I think I've had 3 shutouts. We'll see in a moment. But Chico's had 2. Bouchard and Dryden have had 3. Goalie penalty minutes. Surprise, surprise, Billy Smith isn't there. But Gilbert's been a bad, bad boy. 33 penalty minutes, which means he's been in a fight. Tough saves. Now, that's a goalie rating save if you play the cards. Denny Herron, 143. Ken Dryden, 136. Wow. None of my goalies are on that list as far as number of saves. Saves percentage. So Kenny Dryden has saved 78.16% of his goalie rating saves. Chico Resch is number 2 at 77.78. Billy Smith is up there 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th at 65.96. Not too shabby. So those are the very best of the best. Also means there's probably not a goal on a 7. Face-offs forced. Denny Bouchard is forced 56. Gilbert 53. Bill Smith 42. Means that they either got it on the I think those are either on the card or when you get the goal rating on the power play and you can't straight goal and there's no goal. So that's pretty good. Rebounds allowed. I believe that is on their card. That is not on the player's card, but on the goalie card. And 38 rebounds is a lot for Herron, so he could be a little bit better. Losses, well, that just kind of goes with the territory. First star of the game, Ken Dryden. The Thinker has 11 first stars. Foster Hewitt is kind of happy with that. Jean Rattel is 7 for Boston. Wayne Stevenson was 7 for Philly. Bill Clement is 6 with Danny Gare, Rod Gilbert, and Oreste Kinderchuk. Star of the game points, 3, 2, and 1. Ken Dryden would be the game's MVP over Guy Lafleur. Stevenson would be third. Jean Rattel fourth. Danny Gare fifth. Kinderchuk, Liziak, Maruk, Barber, and Bouchard. All right, let's move to the meter potatoes thing of this thing. Here's how the Islanders are doing after 40 games. 16, 15, and 9. There's no overtime in 1975-76. And no, I did not label the teams. At Fort Never Lose, 10, 6, and 4 for 24 of our points. Away from the island, 6, 9, and 5 with 17 points. 3, 3, and 2 in the division. I think it's 5 against each team, so 6, 8. So there's only 7 division games left. Conference is where we should be making hay because, again, the other division is not part of the division. It's not very good. And there should be, we've only played 20 games in the conference. And let's see, 15, 4, and 5 is, so there should be 35 of those. So we have 15 conference games left? That doesn't make any sense. I'll have to double check. Hold on. Okay, I got that wrong. It's 6 against the same division, 5 against the other division, and 4 against the other conference. So 6, 5, and 4, and that's how they did in real life. So 6 and 3 is 18. We have played half of our division schedule. Oh, no, we've only played 8. So we have 10 division games left, and 5 and 4 is 20, and so of the 38 we have 18 conference games to go, and 10 division games to go. Think of that what you will. By period, 52-35. We're a good first period team. Then we're 500 hockey for the second and third period. Third periods are always pretty defensive too. Shots. We've been outshot 1385 to 1332. We need to tighten up defensively. However, we do get more shots in the third. Where the Islanders and Strat shine is on the power play. We're converting 24.52%. 155 attempts. We've converted on 38. Short-handed, we're pretty good. We're killing at 78.15% or 21.85 success rate against us. We've played Atlanta twice. We've beaten Boston twice. Boston, Minnesota, and St. Louis we've beaten twice. Buffalo and Montreal and Pittsburgh and Toronto have beaten us twice. So we've tied Philadelphia twice. I will take that. We only have 2 more games against the Flyers. Somehow we've tied Kansas City twice, and we've tied the Kings twice. We have scored 15 goals against Boston. That's our best offensive performance. We've only played them once more. And our worst defensive performance, the Bruins and Toronto. And again, we only play the Leafs once more. But again, you can see from there, we still have 3 games left against Washington. We have 3 games left against Minnesota. And we have yet to play Detroit. So there's some easy points to pick up. Have we played everybody but Detroit? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I believe so. All right. Player statistics through 40 games. Again, the computer determines my lineups. I do not change there. So some players have some games. Ralph Stewart, poor guy, just had a 2-point game against Toronto, as a matter of fact. And Dave Fortier hasn't even gotten an assist. He scored about as many NHL points in 75-76 as I did, and I was all of 4 years old. So Trotz and Potvin have 51 points. Trottier, 18 goals. He's on pace for 36. Cards are pretty much right. Duran is headed for a 30-goal season. I think he got it. Bill Harris is headed for a 30-goal season. I think he got it. And Clark Gillies is a little bit short. He needs to pick up the pace a little bit. Eddie, I think, Westfall came close to a 30-goal season. So 132 goals in 40 games. Potvin with 41 or 40 assists. So Trottier and Potvin with 51 points. Trottier had 95 real points, I think, over the course of the year. Harris, better known for his goals and assists, but he does get some power play time. Parisi, Gillies, and Westfall at 26, and you can tell who the third liner is. And although Gary Howard is having a 10-goal season. Power play goals, I won't make you think. Gillies has 9 of his 14 are on the power play. Trottier, Harris, and Drouin with 6. Potvin with 5. One shorty, it belongs to Trotz. Shots, Bill Harris is 153. Gillies 150. Trotz 134. Again, I'm pretty happy with that. I try to pass it around. Some of that's rebounds and stuff, and we'll go through some of the Strat stuff. St. Laurent does have 20 other inside or breakaway shots or rebound shots. So that's how they're distributed. We've taken 1,332 shots in 40 games. Penalty minutes, Howard is 88. He had over 200. Jerry Hart, 55. Danny Potvin, 47. Gillies, 41. Trotz only had 21 all year in real life, and he's 16. Kind of hard to get all those right because even D's can get that. Hard to get there, but I'm pretty happy with the distribution of that. Flyer games get awful rough, and because if they're A's and double A's, they can a lot of matchings in those. Plus minus, poor Lauren Henning. Jerry Hart's a plus 10. Danny Potman's a plus 8. First line defenseman Bill Harris. St. Laurent's a plus 6. So pretty steady, pretty even. The problem is that the Islanders are not a good, go back to this, even strength scoring team. We have, I suppose 100 regular goals, but it's rough. It's rough. And if you're only averaging just a little over 3 goals a game. Shooting percentage. Drouin at 15. Over 10 is what it should be. They're 9.9 as a team. What did they do in real life here? We'll put these up for you. 12.2. So a couple percent under, but they only had 297 real goals. Those are the real goal numbers. So they took 2,435 shots. So I'm taking more shots than I should, but that's okay. It's all fiction by the time they get to it anyway. You go off the screen. Game winners, game tires. Trottier and Harris have 3 game winners to lead the team. Now, goals. Now, we've played 40 games, but there's been a couple that someone's given up over 4 in a period or 6 there, and they got yanked. So, Resch has appeared in 22 games. Has a save percentage of .931, 9-8-5. Billy Smith, he's just very frustrating. Not that he's terrible by any stretch of the imagination. 7-7-4. Here's a breakdown of how my players got their shots. Again, 38 power play goals, 1 shorthanded goal, and there's the shots. We've had 554 outside, 535 inside, and 243 rebound breakaway. That's my ice time breakdown per game. Denny at 27-13, Trottier 22-13, but he's first line power play and first line penalty kill. Jean Potvin is on the power play, and so pretty much that's how I do it. But even most of the fourth line players, skaters, do get 7 minutes a night. The reason why Lauren Henning and Bill McMillan don't have many inside shots is their penetration rate's terrible. I just want them to take the shot. Here, we'll do this would be where I would play the music and we'd have some text scrolling across the screen. But if you want to know how I've done over the first 40, we'll just leave this up here. I see an 8 over Vancouver. I got beat 8-4 by the Bruins. We beat Buffalo 7-3. Beat Minnesota on my 4th birthday 5-3 to go 9-7-5. So we're really, I think, playing okay. Home for a while. We had a long, tough road trip. We spent New Year's in Philadelphia, 3-3 tie. Then we barely hung on to beat the Leafs. The Hawks. We tied Philly again, and then we've won our last 2. So since the first of the year, we've played 4 games. We are 3-0-1. So we're getting points. And again, we're only 7 points behind where we should be. If you're interested in how the cards work, face-offs, Strat has taken 390. As a team, we're winning 52%. Andre St. Laurent is a 0. You can't be worse than that. So he's only won 43%. Lauren Henning has done okay. He's a 4th line center, and you can see some of the other ones there. Eddie Westfall takes them, I believe, killing penalties is where, and occasionally when someone's thrown out. Dryden has actually done quite well. 60% I'll take. Skating. That is when you're trying to kill off a penalty. I only skate with those who have short-handed chances. So it's Trottier, Westfall, and J.P. Parisi. And we've done a successful job 64% of the time. Penetration, again, that's trying to turn an outside shot into an inside shot, and it's a 50-50 proposition. Bill Harris is my best at that at 18, and it also goes against the defense. Clark Gillies has done it 40 times because usually he's a 4, and he's usually up against a poor defender, and so he's underperforming. So Bill Harris at 78%, Trottier at 63%, Eddie Westfall, not good. Intimidation, which means you're just trying to prevent the inside shot. As a team, we're doing it 47%. Who's my best at that? Denny Potvin takes away the puck 62% of the time. Trot's intimidation rating is a 4. He's still taking it away 40% of the time. I always intimidate because you can take away the puck and pass a penalty check. So always worth doing it. But Potvin, of course, and Jerry Hart, my top 2 defenders, they do a good job with it. Now, takes it away. Loose puck take away on the card. Bill Harris, Brian Trottier, kind of better with that. Again, we're under 50% as a team. Dennis Potvin, of course, is very good with that. Jean, not so much. You can kind of see the defensive ratings for players. Trottier is a 3. Harris is a 3. Denny's a 4. Westfall, I think, is a 3. Poor Bert Marshall's only taken away. Read the right column. So penalties, drawn penalties on intimidation. Potvin's 8 of them. Again, being aggressive is fine. I don't mind that. Goalie saved rating total. Again, so goalie rating and then saved and then total. You know how that goes. We've saved 71%. Rebounds allowed. Again, that is off the goalie cards. That is not for just general. And face-offs forced, I guess it's going to come off the cards. Not bad. Not bad. So those are those numbers. Anything else I want to show you? Here we go. Penalty minutes, minors, and majors. Gary Howe's gotten 2 misconducts. We don't get in many fights. And Strat doesn't do a lot of fights anyway. Minors. Gary Howard and Jerry Hart are my leaders. Jerry's been in 1 major. Anything else I want to mention there? No, that's pretty much it. And so there you have it. That's my school report halfway through this Islander replay. It's been a blast. And now that I know I'm only 7 points behind where I should be, we're going to pick it right back up and go right at it and then go in the playoffs. And so I'll do another one of these when I'm done. And when I'm done, I don't know when I'll be done, but hopefully soon. The next one of these I'll do will be when my 77 Red Sox hit halfway. They are pretty close. I think I'm 67 games in. My kingdom for some pitching. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you the next time.